Greetings. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast. All right, so this is a controlled channelers, Feline realities, and Akashic future timeline channeling. Yeah. So yeah, controlled channelers basically some that have sold themselves out astrally. You can kind of tell of that, kind of same old, basically. Especially when they're behind the scenes and channeling demonic beings or whatever it might be. And then they come off with it's like come off as as phony as they can, at least in a personality as a person. So that have a lot to hide. So I don't know if we're coming into an age of where this will be healed. It's hard to say. Who knows? But it's a lot of it's out there. Now, some people are just trying to figure out what they are. Happy beings and dark beings, whatever. They're just trying to figure themselves out. That's one thing. But others are actually here to screw with people. And some of them have a large following. And apparently, many are just blind to it. So whatever works for you. But I don't know if that other of the light will be brought onto that anytime soon, because there are channeling groups. It goes on and on. It's pretty deep. So, well, some of them are. I mean, some people aren't ready to move forward, so you need somebody that's kind of screwed up to slow down that process, which makes sense. But then there are some channelers that are here to actually sabotage the future. Of course, they say they're not going to do that, but again. Well, if you hear rumors about something, they're actually real rumors. They probably are. Of course, knowing that's another story, but I've heard some stuff here and there. Sometimes I've got messages here and there. So, yeah, it's just a touchy topic. But I believe we are going into a strange time. It has not opened itself up. Still feel August, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure where things are going. I keep feeling August, but that can mean anything. It can mean nothing. It can mean our not demise, but we're going to a different. We're just clearing out the era that we're in. So, yeah, it's really hard to say where things are going to go this year. Like I say, August. If anything is going to happen, it's going to be in August, whatever. And I'll set the stage for the rest of the year and the next year after that. But that's the vibe I'm getting. Could be anything. Michael Jackson come back out of the blue. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be aliens, but I doubt it. That'd be cool. Even if it's fake aliens, it's something. But who knows? They all show up as what is it called? The Smurfs. A bunch of blue people. People had painted blue. Humans. They just painted themselves blue, just walking off a spaceship. Yeah, that'd be nice. I don't know where things are gonna go. So, okay. I have avatar.com. We have private sessions. We have a shop here. I forget what day I'm on. Just let that be. Same situation here. Webinar, social network, Rabbit, behind the scenes, and a dating site. So, okay. Yeah, just know yourself. Wherever things are going, just not worry about the future and know yourself. That's really the big thing right now. For feline realities, I'm going to channel the felines and then the Akashic record energy, Akashic record being time traveler energy, probably something around this, about the future. Of course, it might be vague as you can get. What's new? But for channelers that are controlled, that are here to manipulate reality, they can, people feel like you need somebody to come to them physically to sell themselves out, but a lot of them sell themselves out astrally, either to get popular. Some have a lot of illnesses because they sold themselves out. It's different. I don't know. It's just part of the game. It's like, why is this allowed? It's just it's lessons to be learned on different levels. So yeah, we'll figure it out eventually. So for again, I'll connect to somebody about the control channeling channelers, and we'll see where we get from that. So yeah. So if I was going to tap into things I wanted to, I mean, I'm careful about some of the stuff I want to go into. I mean, I don't make it an everyday thing. If I did, it would be more about the CIA, FBI, NSA, diving more into that on a daily basis. To be honest with you, I'm careful about that. I stay out of that, but that's where I mean, it's all a bunch of BS anyway. Just basically controlling our reality, black ops nonsense. It's just elites. They anger other elites, and they have to destroy each other, and then we're just pawns in their game, basically. So that's part of it. It's probably more to it than that. Of course, they put when you connect to those type of people that are controlling reality, obviously they put a lot of intimidation, make you want to be scared of them and things like that. But you know, that can only last so long. I mean, I feel like a lot of the leads here are pretty weak overall, but you know, that's why they have a military to protect them. If they're so powerful, why do you need a military? But you know, whatever. It's not my that's not that's their deal. Yeah, what do you have to hide? Apparently a lot. Hiding aliens or hiding drugs, hiding human trafficking. What else are you hiding over there? So of course they have the NSA is just spying on everybody. Is that the like the leader of? I still feel CIA is involved, but the NSA plays a big role in it too. I feel like the CIA is really where the commanders are. Of course, you have MI6 that's connected to. I'm talking about stuff I should not be talking about. But MI6, I did feel that they're controlling the United States as the Secret Service, part of the British government. Of course, I have no proof on that, but which is the vibe I get from it. Yeah, Britain's still running the United States. I don't care what anybody says. They're just doing it in stealth mode. That's all. Just like the Nazis are running our pharmaceuticals and everything. It's all hidden. Israel, I mentioned this before. Israel has there's some stuff here at Israel, but it's mostly British. So I think I mentioned that recently, actually. But yeah. Let's see. Energies in the Pentagon. Yeah, they're kind of realizing they're going to lose their military eventually, or it's not like the old days. NSA, they're arrogant as you more probably most some of the most arrogant people in the world are working with the NSA, at least the higher ups, but even those that are even just your average person with the NSA are still pretty corrupt, of course. Well, you know, you get the lifestyle, you know, whatever. Like the Snowden leaks. I mean, I feel like that was legit, but there's more to it than that. It's kind of strange, kind of like it was kind of a setup style, but it still had a good connection with it. CIA is just yeah, once again, same similar to NSA, just completely corrupt. Those the higher ups, so arrogant. Now, some of the CIA people do have rings, like you know, Masonic or whatever they're tapped into. And I believe they're pretty nice people overall, but they know they run the show. And most of them aren't known publicly. Like you wouldn't know who these people are for anything. So yeah. Lovely. And yes, of course they have remote viewers and things like that. Here and there. Yeah, of course. But some of the remote viewers are about financial purposes. I imagine there's other reasons, but a lot of it's financial. Well, what do you think all these wars are about? So anyway, so the channelers, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna go into who or what, but some of the channelers are have sold themselves out astrally, and you can tell, especially when they put on that phony broadcast. I mean, I'm not gonna go into it too much, but yeah, it's I don't know if it's unfortunate. It's just the way what we need to learn here. So that type of energy is here for a reason. We're here to figure it out, and obviously we're not ready to clear it out. But we're here to learn from it from different levels, so not to judge. You can get something, you get information from anything. So who knows? Well, a lot of the alien star seeds that are here that are incarnated, they have a lot of darkness. I don't care with it. I mean, you got to have some kind of darkness to handle this planet. And if there's somebody here that'll help them clear it out, then be more positive, then that explains why somebody like that would exist. So, yeah, it's not all roses in the alien world. Far from it. I think people know that, but yeah, just yeah, they bring their problems here. Sure, why not? So, all right, going to feline energies. We tap into the feline world, feel like the felines are talking, and then we'll go into Akashic record of the future. That'll probably be as vague as you can get. JFK for president again in the future. That helps. That's not helpful at all. So, I would do the more conscious connections, but I can't always do that because they don't want me to tap into their stuff. Of course, I just did a second ago. Yeah. For his government agencies, it's usually a male presence that's in charge normally, but there is always a female there somewhere that's kind of female slash male energy there, meaning that she has a lot of male energy. Not always. They're at the upper echelon. Of course, NORAD plays a big role also, and it's all just, I don't know, just some of these government agencies. I mean, they just take a paycheck and just go with it. Even if they're selling themselves out or whatever, might they just justify their, I guess, just deal with the karma some other lifetime. So, or powers here on that one. But I feel as spirituality begins to unlock itself more, these government agencies, people will be remote viewing them, where governments can't hide their stuff. It's like all these secrets will start to come out on a spiritual level. We don't have that secrets anymore. But when that's going to have a whole nother story. Of course, your average people say, "No, this exists. No, this is real." Yada yada yada. That's probably the happier life there. I guess it's not that exciting, but I don't know why we want to live that. Whether or not, I mean, how many people want to tap into government agents? I mean, there's hacking, and then there's spiritual connections. Spiritual connection. What are they going to do with that? I mean, it's not like you have government files or anything. You just tap into their, nonsense. So, yeah, it's not like you're going to anything secret. It's all just corruption. That's your secret. Just corruption, corruption, and corruption. Just a long line of corruption. More power to you on that one. Justifying corruption. That makes sense. And you have the media, the puppets. Just it's a joke. Of course, you have some Hollywood there. They're doing some cocaine. More power to you on that one. And the music industry that's lost their freaking minds. Yeah, those are running the music industry completely lost their minds. Just insanity beyond. You see what Britney Spears is going through. Yeah, the music executives, I guess they're king of the world or something like that. Yeah, more power to you on that one. So, okay, all right. After that, go into feline vibration. So yeah, do the channeling of the kind of. I didn't retire, but just kind of gave it a break because I got to take a break every once in a while. That's all right. So, all right, blessings. We'll see what we got here. Blessings. I do feel Mayan energies. I was going to go into that, but we'll see. Greetings. We are the felines. We do have Aztec connections of helping your world figure itself out. In your past, it was like, what kind of problems do you want to solve here? What kind of world do you want to create? A difficult world, of course, where you want to take all the problems of the universe and plug it into a planet. And yes, it's also where souls get lost and trapped. Now it happens, but not to everyone. Many of you are here to make this world an easier place, even if you don't feel that with your own energy field. The idea is to bring more enlightenment to always yourself, but as you bring it to yourself, it goes to others. The Mayan energies is basically kind of like a guide map to the future. It isn't always going to be completely clear. It's not necessarily ever it's supposed to be. But it's basically just, it's like the timeline was created for you, a guideline to where the world is going to go in some form or another. Yes, Britain has a lot of this negative reptilian energies that feel as they can do whatever they want. Yes, they have lost their minds in some form or another, but they feel like they're god of the planet, and they show it. Like when they put on a crown, like they even cover up the crown chakra to show that they're like they created their own crown chakra, you can say, in the physical to mesmerize and control society. It's done very well, hasn't it? They like slaves. Now, it's not just reptilian beings, it's several other beings, but reptilians play a big role in just slavery on many, many levels. And it's just to take the soul, it's just a power complex on so many levels. How many worlds can you take over? How many consciousness can you make? I mean, how about a big family? It's like creating a family. What? You wonder how families are created. Be surprised how many are created through mind control. Not all, but quite a few. At least in your elitist energy, is basically during your Egyptian times, there are families that had a bloodline that was very pure. So they're taken over and used. So even obviously your wealthy elite are under control. Some of them are, not all. All of them are terrified of their own existence. Like they must do what they must do. They don't like what they're born into, but they have to do it for. And they're going to stay silent. They don't want to preach to the world and make themselves known. But if they want to save their soul, they might start saying something eventually. It doesn't mean it has to be public, but basically to take a chance and look into themselves. Because a lot of your elitists, not all, but quite a few have control over your reality and its timelines. And some would just take a chance and change things. But once again, it also is a lot of karma on them. They do change things, not just for their own lives, but others, how they affect others. It's like here, if I'm trying to help the world and make it a better place, am I going to destroy myself at the same time? And sometimes that does occur. It's like you help others, but then again, it's kind of like a sacrifice. It's not always a bad thing. So for feline realities, well, yes, we are integrated into Earth's energy. We are the feline consciousness of your planet. We are warning from our own selves of basically how to chill out, because even our feline beings are known to dominate each other. Who's better than who? And we're known to just not be able to let that go. You see that already in your society. So you have reptilian beings, feline beings, insectoid beings, and everyone's trying to up one another. As you can already tell in your reality, who has the most money, who has the most power. It's a game that needs to be healed. It's an ego trip, but it's a psychotic ego trip done to the master, done by the masters in your universe that feel as if, as long as they got you confused, they won. Now, who are they? Are Orion beings, but there are several other beings involved with it too. Will it ever be understood who your elite are? Some of you will be able to tap into it, but not all. Is it important? Oh, it all depends. But as feline vibrations are here, we are warning of not just what we have forgotten, but what is really important about our own selves. As a lot of alien energies, felines, we don't want to get our hands dirty. Many don't. They don't want to get involved. Many of you are seeing that too. And now, many of you don't have timelines that here to, heal the poor and all that. You work on your own life. Nothing wrong with that. But some people are here to actually help others on different levels. And yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds. Well, it's a humanitarian side that is necessary to execute. Many people aren't really on it. They're just just living your own life is giving back to society. You don't have to give money to the poor unless you want to, unless you feel the need to do so. Because many are just, yes, unpoor yourself. You work on your own prosperity. And that's where many are feeling, do I need to, so can I be rich so I can give money to others? Like, if you're rich giving money to others, are you doing anything for you internally? Is there any internal? Because many are here to work on themselves. That's the last thing anybody wants to hear. It's not the easiest thing, but as you always take a peek, and if you're allowing that, now a peek is still looking. You're not always meant to do it constantly because it can be heavy, especially on a world like this where it doesn't accept you for opening yourself up completely. It's like you can walk to anybody and just tell them, I want to figure myself out. Oh, let's do it together. That doesn't really exist here. Now, when some friends are allowing it, and more of that will open up in the future, where you start just opening yourselves up to, yes, very strange realities. Lifetimes on Pluto. It's like, wait, isn't Pluto a dwarf planet? Well, not in my reality. Greetings to you. We got Akashic consciousness. Yes, your future is constantly shifting, but of course, some of you have caused roadblocks. Some of you are actually here to make sure the future is not known. But others of you are involved with the changes of the earth. That's why you feel the changes, because you are the change. It is happening within you. And not everybody's there to see it. Some of you, oh, yes, are elemental beings, fairies, fox people, even cat people are fairy people, you can say, or elemental people. So your future is kind of like a paradox. It's not going to make it, or a Pandora's box. It's not going to allow you to see everything. What is that? It's like going to Christmas and say, "Where are my presents?" And it's not your Christmas yet. Anyone to see the future is like, do you feel it? What do you feel? You feel a change, then feel that change. It's not necessarily supposed to unravel itself. What for? What does it have to prove to you? Nothing. Does it have to? Does it have to reveal itself? No. What have you done for the future recently? Do you deserve to see it? The really experiencing it is really what matters. As you turn the page of your reality, turn the page of your book, you experience it. That's what matters. But so many of you have the novel of your reality in your hand right now. And you know how a novel, just a book, has a title on it, has like, wow, this looks really exciting. Many of you are carrying that energy with you right now. So you know there's something exciting coming, but you don't always know what it is because you're not willing to flip the page. Some of you have done it astrally, but then you forgot. Some of you are part of that architecture of that reality. Some of you have been in minds part of that creation of the future too. It's not always supposed to be completely known what for. Most of society is not looking anyway. Some of you want to see it because some of you are involved with it. I want to know what I'm working on. That's understood because some of you are inventors of reality and you know who you are. Well, some of you know. Yeah, there's different types of inventions. There are inventions of physical things, but also timelines. Timelines are more exciting, depending on who you're talking to. Now, you can make a chaotic timeline and then go live it. And then you're the only one that's enjoying it, where everybody's just losing their minds. Some of you experience that. And you can say, for some of you, chaotic times is when you're the most happiest. Especially when this reality starts to crumble in front of you. It's like about time the architecture of this reality is finally breaking down. We do see changes in your food industry, especially your fast food industry, where eventually it will become healthier, but not yet. People need their, well, it's just they need that source of energy just because it feels good, has different remedies around it. Well, it's just that the stress of the day is hard to handle. And you need some kind of relaxation of some kind. If you're always eating healthy food, and especially if you're not really in the mood, you don't feel healthy. It's hard to be healthy when you don't feel healthy. I mean, if your life's not healthy, And that's a lot of times, like you're at a job you don't want to be at. It's hard to have that health. It's like, wow, I really want to eat a bunch of macarons after living this hellish job. I mean, sometimes it works for some people. Some people just give me a beer, let me relax. Because that is a war. All these jobs that you don't like are war, little miniature wars, part of this reality. You don't have to look at it that way, but it is an architecture of your reality. Especially when you're dealing with difficult people, it is a form of a war. And what are the results? Well, when does war ever have a result? At least on a physical level. It's not always supposed to make itself clear. So some of you are actually here to remove a lot of these job listings, jobs in general, physical jobs, so you can connect with the spiritual jobs. Now, some might feel the spiritual jobs are even more difficult, especially when you're dealing with alien beings. You're seeing spaceships in the skies, and you're talking about very difficult beings. You think humans are difficult. What about the aliens that created this reality or involved with it? You think they're easy to be around? Think again. Yes, it's all roses in the fourth dimension and fifth dimension, far from it. Because there are beings that mastered these higher dimensions and made them their own. So you think it's going to be peaceful, think again. Now, some might think differently. And there are nicer places, nicer neighborhoods in the higher dimensions, yes, but there are some parts of those dimensions that are kind of sometimes more toxic than our reality. Even those here are having trouble believing that. Once again, it's all perception. You might not want to see it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Some don't want to see chaos on your world. Understood. But some of you don't have to absorb all this, but some of you are, you want to at least have a glimpse of what the world is going through. You don't have to make it part of your everyday, far from. But there's chaos happening. Others shut it out completely. Now, is that healthy? Well, you're on a planet. Don't you want to know what's going on your planet? Like your planet, your neighborhood planet. Your, your planet is basically a neighborhood, you could say. Don't you want to have to know what your neighbors are doing? I'm talking about on this world, not Venus and Mars, but just on this planet. Don't you have some idea? Even if it's all chaos, you don't have to connect to it, but just glimpse at least to know where your world's going. Because when you're shutting it out, it'll find its way to your front door for some of you. So just having an idea is like, okay, I don't watch the news, but at least glimpse at something that's happening on your planet. Because remember, this is a planet. You're here to up its vibration. How are you going to up the vibration if you're ignoring what's happening here? Now, it's all on how you look at it. Now, someone would say, I'm looking at chaos in the world just makes me sad. And don't have to look at it that closely. But you wonder why you can't see your future. Look at the chaos of your reality. So as you send healing to the chaos here, anywhere around the world, those of you that feel like you need to save the world, you most likely have that ability, actually. You send your love to it. Doesn't mean you're going to save it, but at least you send love to it and see what humans decide for themselves. So drama, all this chaos here is blocking your future, at least to see it. But something's coming, of course. Yes, so you see the floods, Mara is on its way. So Akashic record connection is, yes, Akashic, you already see it already in the spirit realm. Some of you, once again, are very much involved, so you're having certain feelings here and there. Others are being actually told what's happening and staying way far away from the chaos. Many of you are in other realms, part of the chaos, or trying to help the chaos in some form or another, without going into details.